Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Richie Road Trip, the international 5-day tour. Day 2 today of my road trip. Yesterday I went from Yorkshire in England through Wales, across the ferry to Ireland to Dublin, and that's where I'm at the start of this trip today. Today I'm starting in Dublin in Ireland, going across the border into Northern Ireland, into Derry, Londonderry, across the Giant's Causeway, and then back down to Belfast. So it's quite a lot of driving, but quite a lot to see and quite a lot to cover. So let's have half hour of fun and half hour of exploring. Let's go. So Wednesday, we've got a nice day. It's fairly warm out and a bead of sweat as I was walking from the hotel around Dublin and then along the River Liffey back to where I got the car. So yeah, for a little drive. Got one more place to go to in Dublin before I head off up north. Yeah, enjoying it. cross the border from Ireland into Northern Ireland, and the only difference...
Turn left onto Moore Street.
The only difference is that, the only difference is that the road signs went from being the Irish ones into being the UK ones. Speed limit went from...
In 3.8 miles, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto the A5 towards Omagh.
The speed limit went from kilometres to miles. There was a sign that said welcome to Ulster, and that was it. There was no indication whatsoever that there was a border there whatsoever. I'd imagine something a lot, I don't know, definite, more kind of specific there. So I'm now in Northern Ireland, which in this part looks exactly the same. The petrol prices are now in pounds, whereas the 5 miles down the road they're in euros. It's just a bit surprising. Oh well. Hello, I'm on the Strabane Road, and I'm about 30-40 minutes away from my destination. I'm off to Derry, or Londonderry, depending on, well, I don't really know what it's depending on. Apparently in Northern Ireland they call it Londonderry. Ireland calls it Derry, and that's something I noticed with the road signs. As soon as I came into Northern Ireland, Derry didn't exist, but Londonderry was on every single road sign. But people of Derry say they're from Derry. I take it from TV shows like Derry Girls. They don't say Londonderry Girls. So one reason I want to go there is to find out what that whole name thing's about. It's a bit confusing from people not in the area. So yeah, this trip's about finding stuff out, exploring, and hearing what different people think about stuff. So I shall try and find out later on. GoPro, stop recording. So that was a long drive from Dublin up to Derry, or Londonderry. I'm going to walk around the town now and find out a bit about it. Let's go. Here we have the Peace Bridge over the River Foyle. Well, it does look peaceful. It's doing the good job then. Here's a mural of the from the Derry Girls TV show, which is a hit over the last few years or so. Really good comedy about teenagers growing up in the 90s in Derry. Note to self: a tour of Derry takes longer than an hour. I've covered some distance in that time. I found out a bit more about the name of the town. I went to visitderry.com. They told me a bit more about the history of the town and its naming, which I'll cover in a feature later on. but they said it's pretty much your own preference what you call it. A lot of the locals call it Derry, partly because of nationalist reasons, but I've also told by a guy that works there that a lot of it is also just because it's shorter and it's easier, and it seems that yes, you'll have Londonderry on the official road names, road signs, but most people call it Derry unless they're kind of got some other kind of reason not to. But apparently most people in the town call it Derry for that reason. Between Northern Ireland and Ireland, you can see the road markings change, and that's the only difference. Road markings change, the road signs change. We're now in a different country. No checkpoints, no border control. This is one island with two slightly different rules. It's quite bizarre. Now we're in a place called Then you've got a traffic light in front, but where the yellow amber middle light should normally be, it's a countdown, so you can tell how long it is until it's time for your go. That's impressive because many people get frustrated at traffic lights having to wait and they don't know how long they're going to wait. If they know it's 30 seconds, 50 seconds or whatever, then it's going to keep traffic nice and calm, drivers nice and relaxed, and also you can tell which of the buggers have crossed through the red light at their end as well. I'm here in Northern Ireland, right at the very top, at the Giant's Causeway. Here's the bay, the sunshine on the water there. What you think is normal coastline rocks, some of them really big, lots of birds and wildlife in amongst it. And up here, up, Massive hillside. Massive hillsides all the way around. And then back down to here. There's this bit at the end that's the interesting part. We'll come to that shortly. It's a beautiful day with the sun shining on the waves of the sea. Sea or is it ocean? I should know. The top of the Irish Sea, I think. So from these ordinary stones we go to these more block paved shaped ones. Hexagonal in shape. Let's go and have a look at some. There. That's just the start of it. There's just a few here, in amongst the other ones. We can see some are being broken up. Some ahead there are building into propping up other larger rocks that have come down from the hillside. Go along the path way further. Just to give you a sense of the height of these rocks. Here's me against it, so it's kind of decent size. And now you can see there's more of a pathway coming out here with some of these hexagonal shaped rocks. And further along, it's looking more and more impressive when you see how many there are and how many people have come down to see it day after day, year after year. I might get the bus back up afterwards, it's quite a hill. And it's just under a mile down from the visitor centre car park. Until that section there, it's all paved and normal paths all the way down. So here we have this very mysterious area. Look at all that. There's all these. It's an amazing world we live in. So much in it to see. So many different people have been on these rocks and pathways over the years. Such a great feeling. And look at all those there. As well as this thing. This looks like a massive game of Jenga blocks all piled up vertically. Listen to the sound of the water crashing against the rocks. It's turned the rocks black. Wow. What an amazing world we live in. See, it's getting scary now. Crashing up. Woo! And that's on a calm day. Shows how much of a battering these rocks have taken over the years. Day in, day out, hour by hour. Look how high they're splashing over that side as well. The sea is an amazing colour. That bluey green colour that was evident as soon as we left Holyhead yesterday. The Irish Sea was a very well coloured body of water. Look at this. There's people from all different ends of the world that have come to view this place. Right, back in a bit. Started off in Pontefract in Yorkshire. I went to Causeway Bay. I went to Holyhead. Got the ferry to Dublin. I saw River Dance. I went from Dublin up to Derry and then to Giant's Causeway. I'm now on the road from Giant's Causeway to Belfast, the capital of Northern Ireland. I'm stopping here overnight. And then tomorrow I'm getting the ferry across to Scotland, so that's going to be fun. And yeah, and then I'm going to take a couple of days getting back from Scotland back home via the Lake District and
in
other
1
places.
mile, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Fosses Road.
And seeing a few places on the way back from the Lake District and from Scotland. So I've got a busy few days lined up. Enjoying this drive now. About 45 minutes left of the journey from here to Belfast. So yeah, should be good. See you in a bit.